You see, if you want to earn more of this, you've got to change what's going on in your subconscious mind.
If you can see it
in your mind,
you will hold it
in your hand.
You must believe.
Your thoughts create your physical reality.
And so what we believe about ourselves and about life is going to become true for us.
You create your future by envisioning it. People that are super successful are often called visionaries, and the reason is they close their eyes and they see the future.
Imagine that you have it already.
I visualized, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualizing a brand new car, and visualizing good things in times of struggle.
We become what we think about most of the time.
The book says, think and grow rich.
I just want to make a lot of money and tell people money is not everything for this life.
First, you want to make a lot of money, though, right?
Yeah.
And I pray that all of you guys can make big purchases like this. I know you all can. Manifestation is so real.
He said, there is a guy out there with half your talent, but 10 times your self-belief, making 5 times the money.
When you believe, everything is possible.
You can become anything that is available on this earth.
If you decide to be rich today, who gonna stop you? Who?
$1 million isn't cool. You know what's cool?
$1 billion.
See this? This is energy too. If you get on the frequency this is on, you can't stop it coming.
I would wake up at like 4 a.m. I would get in a cold shower and I would be in there and I'm like, I'm a profitable trader. I'm a millionaire. I'm driving a Lambo. I'm like saying all this crazy shit. And it sounds crazy at first, but then if you repeat those things over and over and over again, and then eventually you kind of turn into that person that you want to be.
The brain does not know the difference between the outside world event and what you're imagining in your mind. To the brain, it's exactly the same.
Understand the law of vibration. You understand that, everything else is going to fall into place for you.
And my personal question to you is, why not you?
Think of the power that's in the universe, moving the earth, growing the trees, and that's the same power within you, if you'll only have courage and the will to use it.
Everything comes from the imagination. I've manifested things that I'm just like, I still shock myself, like, how the f did I make that happen?
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
But if there's one piece of advice I can give to anyone that's watching this video, it's stay fucking delusional.
I think we're reality-producing machines. That if you think of yourself as lucky, you literally see more opportunities.
Wow, so your brain doesn't really know the difference between, say that again?
Between something that happened in real life or something that you strongly visualize.
If you don't have the mindset that you're the best ever, you failed already.
People say it's like 90% mental, 10% physical. I just think it's 100% mental.
You've got to see yourself with the good you desire. You've got to hold that image in your mind. You've got to know it's going to come, and that will attract everything that's necessary.
It doesn't matter where you are in the world, with your mind, with the law of attraction, you can change your life completely.
10 years from now, you will surely become someone. The big question is, who? What are you becoming? What do you want to do economically? Where do you want to go? What do you want to be? What would you like to have? What would you like to share? How much would you like to earn? How far would you like to go? Those are some major questions to ask. And if you go to work on it now, sure enough, in a very short period of time, you can take on a new direction to become the kind of person you want to be.
Everything in your life is a reflection of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice.
You, through the power of your decisions, can become that person. Every single choice you make has power. If you want to be the kind of person who has a lot of money, starting today, you gotta make the kind of decisions that a person who's financially responsible makes.
Do you want to become a billionaire? Then you have to think like a billionaire. Billionaires do not think about pennies and cents and dollars. They think big, and they think of ways of getting there.
What's the point of this?
Like my man 50 says, get rich, die trying.
Let me tell you something. There is no nobility in poverty. I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every fucking time. Because at least as a rich man, when I have to face my problems, I show up in the back of a limo wearing a $2,000 suit and a $40,000 gold fucking watch. So you listen to me and you listen well. Are you behind on your credit card bills? Good, pick up the phone and start dialing. Is your landlord ready to evict you? Good. Does your girlfriend think you're a fucking worthless loser? Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing. I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
Making more money makes your life easier. You don't have to worry so much about education and doctor's bills, and so it does make your life better.
You want to build real wealth, it's long term. It's everyday base hits. Hard work, I think, is taken for granted. Life balance, that, okay? Make your money and then get your life balance, you know? And big money is made strategy. It's not made opportunity. Make your strategy and then execute harder and faster and better than anybody else.
Of all the things I know, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. If you don't know where you're going, you'll end up someplace else. You won't recognize it when you get there because you really didn't plan to be there in the first place. The people who are the most specific in life seem to get a goal because the mind is the most marvelous biocomputer ever created. I had the good fortune to have as a professor Dr. Viktor Frankl. And Dr. Frankl realized that the people who lived the longest, who made it through those horrible years, were the ones who had magnificent obsessions, who were stuck on a marvelous target.
If you aren't naturally tired at night and excited in the morning, then you probably haven't found something meaningful to work on. You are not stressed from doing too much. You are stressed from doing too little of what you care about.
If you have big goals, they motivate you, they stimulate you, they excite you, they enthuse you. If you have no goals at all, you just go around in circles. What we have found is that goals are the fuel in the furnace of achievement. You have big goals, and the more you work on the goals and the more you feel yourself progressing toward them, the better you feel, the more positive you feel, the more momentum you develop, and the more you feel yourself to be unstoppable.
Every morning when you wake up, visualize and feel exactly what it is that you want in life. You don't have to worry about how it happens. You just have to focus all of your energy on feeling as if it already happened. That's all you have to do. If you can do that, then the right circumstances, the right people, the right opportunities will show up to get you the vision that you have for your life. Because in truth, it really isn't the universe. It is you in verse. Everything that you think and feel inside of yourself about life is what you are calling in to your reality. You're the one creating your reality.
By visualizing your goal is already completed, by seeing it nothing but net every time, the body starts to respond and adjust itself to create the result.
I told myself, I want to be the person who's advancing software faster than anyone else. And so I really did narrow my focus, and I didn't, take much time off. And I could stay in the office, 72 hours and then crash. My competitors would say, "Oh no, you work too hard." And I'd say, "Yes, I do."
What about boxing has brought you the most happiness?
Winning.
That's it?
Yeah.
You gotta be possessed with the dream. You gotta touch, you have to see it when nobody else sees it. You have to feel it when it's not tangible. You have to believe it when you cannot see it. And every single day, you've gotta wake up and put forth effort.
It's the law of attraction. Like, I visualized my dream life. I told myself every day, like, I'm rich, I'm happy, I'm successful, I'm driving supercars, I'm flying private jets. I told myself in the present tense, because everything is energy in this world. The universe is made of strings of energy that is vibrating, and words are energy, thoughts are energy, feelings are energy. So I just realized with the law of attraction, if I realign my energy, then I can attract wealth and happiness and things.
People always ask me, like, how do I create, the person of my dreams that I want in my life? And I always say, take out a piece of paper, write down everything you want in that person, and then become it.
And they talk about manifesting. It's fucking real, man. Manifesting is real. When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it like a maniac, like you're all in on this thing, and you manifest, most of these people end up, doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become.
and understand that you're no different from anyone who is living your current dream life, and that you're fully capable of doing it yourself. But it all starts with being delusional enough to understand that you are capable of doing it, and delusional enough that you will make it happen.
You're making $50,000 a month at 16 years old?
Yes, sir.
Are you telling me the truth?
Yes, sir. I do e-commerce, so I run drop shipping websites through Shopify.
How much is in your PayPal account?
I got a little bit over 300,000.
So you've been doing this for 4 or 5 months, 6 months. If you have the ability to make $50,000 a month, you know, as soon as you're 18 years old, you can go do whatever you want to do, right?
Right.
And that's just about a year away.
A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction, and it will become reality.
The law of attraction says you stick to the prophecy and the dream will manifest itself. But you need to do the actionable steps that it takes.
Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. You'll become a fool. Let your learning lead to action. You can become wealthy.
Only risk takers win. By definition, if you are the same as everybody else, if you're not taking a risk over and above what everybody else is taking, by definition, you can't win. If you're doing exactly what everybody else is doing, how can you possibly win? You have to be different to win. You have to take risks.
If you decide you want to be rich, all you gotta do is start.
Money flows to the hands of people who, A, have higher levels of energy, lower levels of procrastination.
Hey bro, can you just promise me one thing, bro? Promise me that for the next 6 months, you'll give it your all. No averageness, no laziness, no excuses, just pure effort. Because truth be told, that's all that you're missing. It's just effort. If you just hone in, block out the noise, get off the ground, get off your phone, tell your weaknesses no, and tell your strengths yes, I promise you by the end of the year, you'll be in a totally different situation.
Do you want to be the first millionaire in your family? Here are my 3 best tips to help you achieve it. Number 1, start investing early and often. And don't listen to the fake gurus that tell you need 20 to 50 grand to get started. That's just bullshit. Find a way to save $50 to $100 a week starting out and let compounding do the rest. And number 2, you have to change your mindset. When you get money, rather than thinking about what can I buy, think about how can I invest it. And number 3, swap out 3 time sucks, you know what they are, and use that time to learn 2 new skill sets. If you do this for 3 to 6 months, you can easily add 2 more income streams and you'll be on your way. All right, so we have the plan. Let's go.
When you dream big and you work hard and you pay the price over long periods of time, you don't have to get 1 helicopter, you can get 2.
Just imagine, close your eyes, driving along, think about it if necessary, stand, relax, do whatever you want, but just imagine that you've already accomplished it and try to get the feeling. Get the feeling. As though it were already a success, as though it were a past tense, as though it were already accomplished, that you don't have to worry about it again, you've already got the feeling. And if you will play that feeling over and over again, this law of reversibility will create this feeling. As you dwell upon the feeling more and more, the feeling will actually begin to change things inside you and outside of you, draw you toward your goal and draw your goal toward you, and the objective will come into reality exactly at the right time and place.
There's no calendar to tell you when it'll be, but I tell you it will be. You see, and the time that it happens is the perfect time for it. When you do that, the universe will find you more attractive and you'll begin to be a part of the law of attraction.
I guess it's like 6-7 years ago now. I wrote a check out to myself for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I put it in my wallet and I carried it for that many years. And what happened was, basically a few months ago, we did the deal for the mask for $10 million.
$10 million payment for doing the mask.
Right.
When you change your perception
everything begins to change.
I think everything is an illusion, you know, the mind is what creates these things, you know. I just have them crystal clear in my head and it just comes true. So I don't know, I believe it's 100% mental and I have a mind different.
But before you can ever reach anything, you have to believe it. You don't just mistakenly become great at something. But my mindset will always be as such, as I am the best to do what I do. And that'll give me a shot at being the best.
I'd like to know, we all consider you to be the financial business experts and we look to you and follow your lead. But when you need advice and feedback about an idea or decision, I'd like to know, who do you go to?
Well, usually I look in the mirror.
First of all, when I talk about being a millionaire is a state of mind, not a state of account.
Here's an interesting point. The more you commit yourself to becoming the best person you can be, the more you like yourself and respect yourself, the more energy you have, the bigger goals you set for yourself, the more you persist. When you invest in yourself and you read and learn and upgrade your skills, you're telling yourself, wow, I am a person with a great future, and it's up to me to maximize my potential. And your self-esteem goes up, your self-respect goes up, your sense of personal pride goes up, and you started to get promoted and paid more in every part of your life.
You must be imaginative, strong-hearted. You must try things that may not work. And you must not let anyone define your limits because of where you come from. Your only limit is your soul. What I say is true. Anyone can cook, but only the fearless can be great. And this is where most people get it wrong. They wait for courage to arrive before they take the leap. They wait for the fear to fade before they take the first step. But courage doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. Imagine standing at the edge of a freezing pool. You can dip your toe in, walk away, come back tomorrow, overthink it again, and still feel cold just looking at it. Or you can jump in, shock your system, let your body adapt, and in a few seconds you're no longer afraid. Why? Because you've experienced what your mind exaggerated. That's exposure. It's not about being fearless. It's about being willing.
The reality is, the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. You know, every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle, because risk is where success comes.
Nike started as some college kid's wild idea. Canva was just some teenagers trying to make yearbooks less terrible. YouTube began as a dating site that no one wanted to date on. And Airbnb was literally an air mattress on somebody's floor. Messy beginnings, imperfect starts, and rough edges everywhere. But you know what they all had in common? They started. Stop delaying your life because of the imaginary concept of the perfect moment to start. Someone else, your competition, is starting right now, today. And in 5 years, you will wish you were them. The world doesn't need more perfect ideas. It needs more imperfect action.
Crazy how not even 3 years ago, I searched up on YouTube how to start making money online. And now this is the width I got. And 2 years ago, my best friend asked me, yo, how do I start making money online? And I taught him, and today he just bought a fucking Porsche 992 GT3 RS. It's feeling insanely grateful right now, man. Literally tried everything, SMMA, e-commerce, drop shipping, and I found trading, and I actually stuck with it for years. Literally everyone told me I was stupid. Everyone told me I would lose money. Everyone told me I'm wasting my time. I got to this point because I didn't listen to anybody, and I just believed in myself 100%. You can literally do whatever you want with your life. Whatever it is you choose to do, go all in on it and make it literally impossible for you to fail.
So you could create enough of a visualization for yourself if you really were to powerfully start to focus on it and do that and build that ability to visualize something that your brain at one point would have to think it's so true that the world would meet you and put it into your life.
If you cannot write down right now on a piece of paper, this is what I want. If you can't list them, this is what I want, then you can't have it. Because your mind will get for you what you want, but you have to feed it a vision of what you're looking for. The function of the mind is to make coherence between your belief and your reality. If I believe it's not going to work, then the function of the mind will manifest in a situation where it doesn't work. If I totally believe this is how it's going to work, then my mind will set me up in a situation where it works that way. And all of a sudden, that's when you start to realize, wait a minute, it's not chance anymore. This isn't chance. This is creativity. And we are creators.
But once you figure out your brain, you become unstoppable.
Let me call your attention to a great power which is under your control, said Mr. Carnegie. A power which is greater than poverty, greater than the lack of education, greater than all of your fears and superstitions combined. It is the power to take possession of your own mind and direct it to whatever ends you may desire. This profound power is the gift of the Creator, and it must have been considered the greatest of all of his gifts to man, because it is the only thing over which man has the complete and unchallengeable right of control and direction. When you speak of your poverty and lack of education, Mr. Carnegie explained, you are simply directing your mind power to attract these undesirable circumstances, because it is true that whatever your mind feeds upon, your mind attracts to you. Now you see why it is important that you recognize that all success begins with definiteness of purpose, with a clear picture in your mind of precisely what you want from life.
And I used to go up to Mulholland Drive every night, sit on the side of the road, look out at the lights, and go, I'm a popular actor. I'm, every director wants to work with me. And I used to open my arms and imagine things, things that I wanted to come in my way and stuff. And what I would do, it was a way of dealing with, being completely out of work. I would stay up there until I actually believed that I had all these things. And then I would drive down the mountain feeling like the biggest star in Hollywood.
Intentionally act like the person you want to become. Because when you intentionally act like the person you want to become, your brain sees you taking those actions, so your brain starts to change the way it relates to you.
He said, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Now think about that. If you want to attract what you want, you've got to see yourself already with it. You've got to understand that you've already got it.
Napoleon Hill gives us practical steps to follow. 1. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. Number 2. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There's no such reality as something for nothing. 3. Establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. And 4. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not, to put this plan into action.
Use your imagination. See yourself already in possession of the good you desire. That will flip your mind onto a specific frequency, and you do think on frequencies. It's on that frequency that good you desire is going to start coming toward you, and you will start moving toward it. If you want to attract what you actually want, you've got to see yourself now already with it, and know it's only a period of time until you moving toward it and it moving toward you, and you become one with it.
And the understanding tells us, quit let your outside world, don't let your outside world, don't let previous or present results control your thinking. Visualize what you want, get emotionally involved with it. The understanding leads to faith, and the faith manifests on the physical plane as health or well-being. You can literally transform the state of health that your body's in. I've seen people that close to death's door change it. I've watched people who are in terrible state literally change your life.
If you go forward in the face of overwhelming odds, you risk failure. But risk must be taken, for the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing has nothing, does nothing is nothing. That person may avoid suffering, pain, and embarrassment, but that individual will not learn, love, change, feel, or grow. Only the person who takes risks is truly free.
You see, the way that you become unstoppable is by refusing to stop. It's not a quality that you develop in a week or a month, or by reading or listening to something inspiring. It's a habit of mind and character that you develop by practicing the quality of persistence over and over in every circumstance until it locks in and becomes a permanent part of your character.
What if I told you that you're only 6 months away from the life you've always dreamed of? The income, the lifestyle, the time to enjoy everything without fear or worry about money. In fact, you could have everything you've ever wanted. Now, if I add to this that your success was guaranteed and that the person you'd always dreamt of becoming was only 6 months away, there is a condition, just one condition. For all that time, you have to show up each and every single day and do all the things that you and I both know you should be doing. Because you see, you are the most important project you will ever work on. I mean, you already know what your perfect day would look like. You already know who you want to become. You already know all of these things because you dream about them often. So, stop waiting for someone or something to come along and give you permission. You only need to give yourself permission.